It's 10 o'clock here on TV3. Welcome to the news with me, Grace Hamwa Sarewa, also live on DSTV Channel 2. Now, we have a lot more stories coming up tonight, but before we do that, let me quickly run you through some of the stories that have been topical and trending in the week. Obviously, another earth tremor has hit Accra barely 2 months after a similar occurrence. The moderate earthquake happened at about 11:28 p.m. on Saturday. We have a lot more on this story as it has been trending in the day. Away from that, health workers posted to Tamso in the Takwa and Swaye municipality of the Western region attend to patients in the open. Reports gathered indicate that there's no physical structure serving the community. Now, away from that, he sleeps on the streets but won an essay contest to represent Ghana on the international scene. The story of Hakeem has brought to the fore the need to urgently address the increasing number of children on the streets in Ghana. This story has been topical and trending. Let's go to the quarters of the NDC because the Greater Accra Regional Branch of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, has subscribed the invitation of its national chairman, Samuel Ofusu-Ampofo, by the CID as shameful and a misplaced priority. At a news conference in Accra, the party accused the Minister of State in charge of national security, Brian Echampong, of orchestrating the arrest of Samuel Ofusu-Ampofo. Let us now do the big one. In the big one tonight, another earth tremor has hit Accra barely 2 months after a similar occurrence. The moderate earthquake happened at about 11:28 p.m. on Saturday. Asha Yakubu has the rest of the story.
Earth tremor was felt in areas including Weija and McCarthy Hill. The tremor was also felt by residents in areas like Ablikuma, Kaswa, Madina, Christian Village, Oyarefa, North Kaneshi, Sotuum, Abelengbe, and Legon, among other surrounding areas. Some residents at Christian Village and its environs shared with the news team what happened.
I experienced it last night, but it has happened severally, so I wasn't really scared.
I
was asleep when my brother came banging on the door that he felt the room was collapsing. It was really scary. I felt it. I felt it. It shook my room. It scared me so much, and I'm just a young guy who just started life and not ready to die. So this kind of thing should be looked at.
Head of Seismology Division of the Ghana Geological Survey Authority, Nicholas Opoku, indicated that it is high time more earthquake monitoring stations are created to make it easier to locate earth tremors. He also emphasized the need for residents in affected areas to relocate to a safer environment, if need be, in order to avert possible disaster. Part of Accra in December last year recorded a similar tremor in areas around Weija and Bawi in the Ga South municipality. The tremor occurred at about 7:50 a.m. on Sunday, December 9 last year, shaking buildings and creating panic among residents of the affected areas. On January 13 this year, the Ghana Geological Survey Authority said the earth tremor measured 2.6 on the Richter scale. After the tremors, the Ghana Geological Survey Authority has been warning Ghanaians to brace themselves for a possible earthquake. In January 2006, a tremor measuring 3.7 on the Richter scale hit some parts of Accra. The severest earthquake yet in Ghana was experienced in June 22, 1939, with a magnitude of 6.4 on the Richter scale.
You're still watching News at 10 on TV3, also live on DSTV channel 279. We're working the phone lines to speak with Head of Seismology at the Ghana Geological Survey, Nicholas Opoku. So we talk a lot more on this earth tremor, what it means and how the country should be prepared in case of another tremor or another mild earthquake, as it has been described. But this was recorded in lots of parts of the country. He joins me on the phone line now. Let's speak with Mr. Nicholas Opoku. Good evening to you, sir, and thank you for joining us on News at 10. We have lost him. We're back with more stories after this break. Don't go away. Welcome back. You're still on News at 10 on TV3, and we're also live on DSTV channel 27 now. Let's now speak with Nicholas Opoku, who is head of the Seismology Division of the Ghana Geological Survey. Good evening to you, sir, and thank you for joining us on the news. Hello, sir. If you can hear me, thank you for joining us on the news tonight. We're still working the phone lines to speak with him. When we get him, we'll speak with him on what this earth tremor means and how prepared the country should be in case of another incident. Or is this a warning that the country is going to record a lot more of these earth tremors? Send us. Hello, Mr. Opoku. Thank you for joining us on News at 10.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah, so tell us, did this earth tremor come as a surprise to your outfit?
Well, it didn't come as a surprise because we know that part of Accra is prone to earthquakes. So we've been recording these small events every now and then. So for us, it's not a surprise. Yeah. It's not a surprise. But we didn't know that it will occur yesterday, but it didn't come as a surprise.
And it's been almost close to 24 hours since this happened. Have you been able to establish the cause of this mild earthquake, as it's called?
Yes. Yes. It's stress which is building up on our part of the edge. That's on our fault zones. And if stresses are building up from time to time, it gives off some of these small earthquakes or earth tremors. Yeah. So it's not surprising. It's a normal thing. Stress is building up. It gives this frequently gives these small events until a critical point is reached when the bigger one is released. So these small ones are to me is normal, or to us is normal. Geological.
2 months ago, we had another incident, and now this one. What is the situation with the earthquake stations, and are we prepared for any earthquake?
Yes. We had it last month. That was magnitude 2.6, and that is on a quite smaller than what happened yesterday. But we are doing our monitoring, even though I will still have a challenge with our equipment, but we are doing our best under the circumstance. But what we are doing is to monitor, get to record all these small events and probably locate them properly so that decision makers or those who are involved with planning of the city can take this information into consideration in building resilience in the city.
And with this earth tremor recorded so far, what signal does this send to us as a people? Well,
what it tells us is that we have to work very hard to mitigate a bigger one, that the effects of a bigger one that may occur in future, which we do not know. So that means we have to plan to build resilience. We don't know when the bigger one will come. So the earlier we start planning where these events have been happening, the fault zones where these events have been happening, the earlier we start planning to build resilience in these areas, I think the better.
Thank you very much for joining us. Nicholas Opoku is head of seismology at the Ghana Geological Survey. You are still watching News at 10 on TV3 live on DSTV channel 279 with me, Grace Hamwa Asare. He sleeps on the streets but won an essay contest to represent Ghana on the international scene. The story of Hakeem has brought to the fore the need to urgently address the increasing number of children on the streets in Ghana.
They are seen as a nuisance all over the streets, chasing after vehicles for money to survive. Some of these children are here by choice.
I've been to school. I was in Form 1 when I forget about school.
Why did you forget about school?
Me and my teacher get one grudge. That's why I forget the school.
Many others are on the streets as a result of circumstances through no fault of theirs. One of such children is Hakeem. Hakeem is a 13-year-old boy. I first met him on August 13, 2018 at about 10:15 p.m. at a traffic intersection at the 37 Military Hospital in Accra. Hakeem identified me as a newscaster. I took this picture with him that day. On the 18th of October 2018, I met Hakeem's friends at the same spot I first met him and asked to see him. This is what I was told.
Hakeem, why? Or go China? Why they didn't call China? Bruh.
I drove off in doubt whether to believe what I had been told or not. As the weeks went by and there was no sight of Hakeem, the worry and anxiety grew. The inquiries and search for Hakeem continued until January 25, when I met his friend, who informed me that Hakeem had returned from his trip to China. I requested a meeting with him to find out how he ended up in China. After waiting for some 5 minutes, Hakeem came around. I want to find out exactly where he has been and if indeed he traveled to China. Hakeem, I'm happy to see you. So I asked of you from your friends and they said you had traveled to China. Is it really true?
Yes, it's very true.
Traveled to China?
Yes.
How did you get there? Or who took you to China?
The whole thing started when a man there who took us to school, just at Airport Police Basic School, CND. In the school, when the headmistress said the Stanbic Bank at Accra, Stanbic Heights, they brought a letter to her that there's going to be an essay competition, so that there is just taking one student out of one school in the whole Ghana. So they chose our school because it's near to the school. So we wrote the essay that I got to win. The essay was about what you'll be in future and how to achieve it.
So what did you write?
I wrote I wanted to be a pilot.
To be a pilot?
Yes. And I wrote like things to achieve it. Like I have to learn about aeronautics and go to a nautical school and other things.
So tell me about your experience in China. What happened there?
My experience in China, like landed at Guangzhou in China. In Guangzhou, the destination was Beijing. So we took another local flight from Guangzhou to Beijing. So when we landed at Beijing, and the Ghanaians there who came to take us to the hotel where we were staying. So every day we go out around we just tour around the city.
Hakeem leads me to where they spend the night and the dangers they're exposed to. It's about midnight now. This is the airport city, dotted with high-rise buildings. These children sleep on cardboards by the roadside. Everyone who drives by wouldn't miss their presence in the early hours of the morning. Our independent checks confirm Hakeem's story that he indeed won the essay contest and traveled to China, as he narrated. We were welcomed by the headmistress of the school.
It was an NGO who brought him here. And when he came, he was not having any place to sleep, actually. But they brought him here for me to assist them. He came, he was doing well in school, But the problem is that they have nowhere to sleep. So from school, they go back to the streets. And last academic year, before vacation, I got a message from Stanbic Heights that they have this scholarship project that they are doing. They asked me to allow 2 of my students to write an essay on what they want to do in future. So he brought it. When I read through it, I realized that this boy has a potential. But when I sent it to the Stanbic Heights, the following day they called and said that Hakim has won the competition, so he will be going to China. So, in fact, I was happy for him, but he was not happy because he had nothing to wear to China. This guy came back and he brought his report to me. But after that was the end. The boy will come today, tomorrow won't come because he has nowhere to sleep. And even what to eat has become a problem.
Just when we were getting ready to leave the school, Hakim arrived in the company of his friends. On a day he has no food to eat, he doesn't go to school. He spends his day cleaning the screens of vehicles, hoping to get some money to save for the next day. Until help comes, the dream of Hakim to be a pilot is fast fading out. Alfred Okanse, TV3 News.
Staying there, let's move away from the street and go to prison because the shortage of raw materials, lack of tools has halted skills development program for some inmates at the Nsawam female prison. Peter Kwaw Adato reports the batik tie and dye workshop, for instance, has been shut since January this year due to lack of raw materials, as other centers also lack the required tools. The Nsawam Medium Security Female Prison was opened on December 10, 1973 to provide safe custody for female prisoners to seek their welfare and reformation. The facility is the biggest female prison in the country with a fluctuating inmate population. In line with its core mandate to rehabilitate and reform prisoners, the Nsawam Medium Security Female Prison has instituted several programs from formal and informal education to skills development. The skills program includes batik tie and dye, soap making, catering and hairdressing, among others, leading to a National Vocational Training Institute certificate. Unfortunately, some of the centers are faced with a myriad of challenges affecting their output.
We need machines and then materials for the batik tie and dye. We don't have materials, so since January we are not producing anything again. And it is what engages them. When they go to the shops, they learn. So they are given certificates, MVTI certificates, which you can use to work outside.
Deputy Superintendent of Prisons, DSP Judy Torture, is a duty officer at the Nsawam Medium Security Female Prison.
Women are vulnerable and our needs are a lot. So what we will ask the public is that they should keep on visiting us. That also really helps us to care for the inmates. The government cannot do it alone. So right now we need materials that they will use to work. What other salons have, that is what we also need. So right now we want dryers that the inmates will use to work, because we have a lot of inmates that we train.
The concerns were raised when the United Nations Staff Spouses Association of Ghana visited the prison to interact with inmates.
They have salons, they have catering, many things inside. So we just want to see them, to bring them our support, to help them, because we know it's not easy to be inside here.
The association also donated some items including toiletries, bed sheets and sanitary pads.
I will tell them to take it serious, whatever they are learning from here, because it will be a gateway for them when they get out of this place, and they will have something to get income from what they have learned when they are inside.
The association pledged to continue supporting inmates. So it's a call on all of us to go to the rescue of the inmates of the Nsawam Female Prison. You're still watching News at 10 on TV3. We're back after this break. Don't go away.
The business world can be very dark and confusing, but with the right information from the experts, things get clearer.
There is a dichotomy between how much we earn as a producing country and how much the international market throws at us.
Once you always import more than you export, your CD will fall.
And it gets inspirational when we hear the success stories of other entrepreneurs.
Natural coconut water. This time around, we've modified how the coconut has been done.
Even though we've not been producing at large scale, we took about 2 years to get the actual branding well done. I'm actually looking at exporting these products.
Business Focus makes the business world less confusing and more inspiring.
For all your economic and business analysis, including updates on the commodities and stock market, as well as the exchange rate, join with us on every Monday at 6 p.m. only on Business Focus. My name is Pakus Yasari.
Business Focus, inspiring business growth.
Everything you need to know. Captivating. Reliable, credible, and breaking news. All at your fingertips.
Who's found Asamoah Gyan? Super finish!
Being on top of the news has never been easy. Visit us at www.3news.com for all your reliable news. 3 News, news at your fingertips.
Are you just a fan or you a fun pundit?
I think Manchester United can bounce back.
I seem not to understand it. Why should you go and buy Malcolm?
We need to be in the top 4.
We are surely taking the league this year.
We are clinching the quadruple again and hopefully the UEFA Champions League.
What are we doing as Ghanaians to develop our local league?
You know, say we score Real Madrid. Thomas Partey, we are making it.
We are winning the league this season. Liverpool.
Be a fun pundit. Record and send us your thoughts about any major issue in the world of football. Let's play it back for you on TV3. Share your videos via WhatsApp number 0243 464040. Fun Pundits on Sports Station, giving a voice to the fans.
Unai Emery, please, I'm begging you.
Brought to you by MTN, everywhere you go.
Welcome back from the break. You're watching News at 10 on TV3, also live on DSTV channel 279. To some rather unfortunate news, 2 persons are feared dead in a lorry accident Sunday afternoon at Lolonyo near Accra in the Sojaman district of the Eastern region. 2 others are in critical condition.
Around 4:30 Sunday afternoon, the deceased were part of passengers commuting from Sokode near Ho in the Volta region. Surviving members' accounts indicate that the driver, who was on top speed, was beckoned by a female passenger to stop so she could pass out water. The driver, in an attempt to stop, burst his back tire, after which he lost control. The bus with registration number GX 301913 somersaulted a couple of times, leading to the death of the 2 and injuring others.
Oh God!
A Kia truck driver offered to convey the victims to the hospital. Both the driver and his mates were nowhere to be found.
Maternal mortality continues to increase in the Ashanti region despite interventions by the Ghana Health Service to reduce it. The region recorded 221 maternal deaths in 2018, an increase of 59 in 2017. A report by Ibrahim Abubakar.
Ghana failed to meet the Millennium Development Goals 4 and 5 targets of reducing neonatal and maternal mortality by the end of 2015. However, the country is hoping to achieve the Sustainable Development Goal Target 3 of child and mother health by 2030. But this could be a challenging task, especially in the Ashanti region. Though the region has chalked some success in reducing neonatal deaths from 13 per 1,000 live births to 9, maternal mortality continues to increase.
the institutional maternal mortality rate increased from 139 per 100,000 live births in 2017 to 184 per 100,000 live births during the year under review. The total number of maternal deaths increased from 162 in the year 2017 to 221 in the year 2018.
Addressing the 2018 annual performance review meeting for the region, Dr. Tinkran said the Directorate will focus on improving maternal health and newborn care this year.
The priority for the year 2019 will include reduction of maternal and newborn deaths through improved referrals, quality of care, establishment of health task force to see to the maternal death reduction, and provide technical assistance to the peripheries. Integrated disease surveillance system will also be strengthened through community and clinician sensitization.
He called for the completion of uncompleted hospital projects in the region to improve access and quality healthcare delivery. The Director General of Ghana Health Services, Dr. Anthony Nsiansari, assured at least 3 out of 6 uncompleted hospitals in the region will be completed by the end of 2019. He announced the Ghana Health Service has opened a portal for unemployed doctors and nurses to apply for jobs. Dr. Nsiansari said additional financial clearance is in the pipeline for the Ghana Health Service to employ more health officials.
I want people to feel that they are looking for jobs to do. So when they are doing the job, they will treasure it. Other people who went to university and did social sciences, they look for jobs. Some of them, they are about 5 years looking for jobs. It's not only the health that you walk into a job. We need everybody, but everybody will get a job to do, but we want you to go and have an interview.
The performance review meeting offered the Directorate the opportunity to identify its achievements, challenges, and the way forward to improve healthcare delivery in the region.
Let's still stay in the Ashanti region because head of the Fulani community and herdsmen in the region, Alhaji Osman bin Ahmed, has described as unnecessary the shooting and killing of cattle by the Operation Cowleg Task Force at Agogo. He has suggested the expansion of the ranching project in all districts to solve the long-standing conflict between herdsmen and crop farmers. Ibrahim Abubakar has the rest of the story.
The fight against the destruction of farmlands by nomadic herdsmen in Agogo and its environs continue to hit a snag after almost 2 decades. In the past 25 years, farmers in the area have accused the nomadic herdsmen of allowing their cattle to graze and destroy farmlands which serve as their only source of livelihood. The failure to deal with the situation has led to persistent clashes between the crop farmers and the herdsmen, resulting in deaths on both sides. The Operation Cowleg Task Force, whose mandate is to flush out cattle headers, continue to shoot and kill the animals in a bid to drive them away. But the chief of the Fulani community and leader of herdsmen in the Ashanti region, Alhaji Osman bin Ahmed, says the killing of the animals is unnecessary.
It's not necessary. We don't need to be fighting. The cattle business is agriculture. The crop farming is agriculture. We should have a clear way of bringing them together.
Alhaji Osman called on the Ghana Immigration Service to ensure migrants are registered with their cattle. Government has also been tasked to invest and explore the economic potentials of cattle production as part of the Agric Ministry's Rearing for Food and Jobs program.
And that's how we end tonight's edition of News at 10 on TV3, which was also live on DSTV channel 279. My name is Grace Hamwa Sare. Many thanks for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your evening.